Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, featuring today a 1 vs 1 on Les Angoville. Yes, indeed, Angoville. We shall be watching AsiiLion in the north, actually. For some reason, it decided not to go where I wanted to when I was clicking. Tragically so. Fighting nonetheless for the Wehrmacht for the 352nd Infantry Division. Not entirely sure what is up with Fraps. Of much amusement right there. Opposing MCLB Redleaf, fighting for the Americans, fighting for the 4th Armored Division. AsiiLion being Symbiosis, and this one apparently, I don't know, some Smurf. Bit of problems with Fraps, hopefully that will smooth out as the game goes on. I bloody well hope so. But we are seeing 2 engineers start up there, 2 pioneers up from the Wehrmacht, rifling on the way. What shall though be out for the Wehrmacht from the American riflemen? Wehrmacht not quite as much, but so far also heading for the munitions. In fact, both are heading for the high munitions right away. So an interesting mirrored action by both players. MG42 out first. So again, some higher level play. Might be, of course, using to cap, and I hope that, of course, he doesn't get attacked. Hopefully that ought to sort things out. But MG42 going there for the cutoff point. Again, that is something some higher players do. Again, go for the high munitions, and of course then sending some less engineering pioneer troops sort of quickly follow up with, connecting a high resource point right next to the base. And there we go, munitions secured. In fact, so far, again, remarkably mirrored, but again, except for the units, we're now seeing an MG bike combination, whilst the riflemen also heading up on the east. So definitely some slight differences there. So far, infantry advantage goes to Redleaf. For the Lion, less so. Of course, using the bike to clear the way for the MG42, allowing up to set up in advance for any sort of naughty American advances. And there we go, the American engineers are quickly run off, though not before they manage to secure the strategic point. MG42 going for the victory point, feeling safe. In the meanwhile, pioneers in the east are driven off with M1 Garand in hand by the riflemen, sending them running like scared little pioneers. And more riflemen heading up here, could be hitting the flank. Of course, the MG42 is trying to secure the the victory point here, not the high victory point. That would be a bit peculiar. Bike, though, continues the harassment, firing away streams of MG42 fire, and we are seeing a Volkskrone squad out from the Wehrmacht quarters. 3rd squad arriving on the way for Redleaf. Continuing up here east, so far the map advantage goes to the Americans, but there we go, going for the cutoff points. Well, this could be a bit devastating for the Germans of the 352nd. Their Volkskrone is advancing on the riflemen, opening up, pushing the riflemen a bit away. Engineer, in fact, went down, and MG42 sets up to protect the cutoff point here. So far, not a lot of resources going to come through here then, until they manage to reconnect this highly vital point. Pioneers follow up, while the Volkskrone and MGs do their best to keep this area covered. Another rifleman squad moves up from the south. MG42 relocates to try and cover that at the very least. Riflemen taking up position here for reconnaissance, of course, perhaps to keep an eye on the Germans. They crouch to the spot when might be the right time to harass, although in this case, Southern Rifleman squad runs into the MG42 and are quickly suppressed, throwing themselves to the ground, begging for sweet mercy and hoping not to be hit by a bullet. And there we go, Volkskrone coming out to fight as they laying down, but while the Riflemen are pulling in, will the Volkskrone be able to contain this American assault? MG42 number 2 out for line to cover this northern area. Again, wants to protect this strategic point, because again, otherwise means again he won't be able to hold any resources whatsoever. Right from there, managed to get out of the MG42 fire. Mines going up there, but Volkskrone and the bike are pushing in against the riflemen. 4th squad ready. Quite the impressive infantry force assembled for the Americans' armed forces. Points being secured, although these engineers again are securing victory points. Both 2 of them on the right in the hands of the Americans of the 4th Armored Division, 1 in the hands of the Germans. Rather advancing up here on the west. A few mines here and there. This is excellent, although of course the question is, will the Americans actually hit them? And the bike actually gets a kill. In fact, it's up to 4 kills, definitely doing the good work of the Fatherland. Raven here getting stopped and coming under fire from the full Grenadiers. Not quite on the right side of the heavy cover. Again, remember, heavy cover is directional. If you're not on the right side, it does not apply. Raven moving up here, full is pulling away slightly, and we might be seeing a larger flank there. At the same time, Browning automatics viciously increasing the firepower of the Americans, although one rifle squad seems to be doing absolutely nothing there. Mine up, good. Again, lovely mining by Lion. Attaching up there, flamethrowers moving in. One rifle squad, though, pushed away with heavy losses. The others continuing, trying to get the MG42, but again, they are rather close. And of course, the Fultz Grenadiers should not be forgotten. A sniper adds in with some rather nasty firepower as well. Flamethrowers burn the Krauts. Riflemen just keep pushing despite the losses. In fact, one squad is down to 2. Very, very unfortunate bastards. 6 kills for the bike sniper. A bit caught up with the MG42 behind in the base. Quickly turns around and punishes the rifleman with a heavy barrage of MG40 bullets cutting through several, and the sniper finishes off another rifleman. And mines going down for Redleaf, but he retreats and hits another mine of his own. But again, not bad to mine aggressively, trying to secure the resources, but perhaps it should have been done by someone slightly more at strength rather than just Laurel and Hardy. Of course, quickly scarpered as soon as any sort of thing, even remotely hostile, came at them. Supply going up, so of course he also knows what might be going on here. Of course, he might of course risk now an armored car, since again some players are known to know armored cars once they see the BARs pop. And of course, also another thing though, at the same time, I mean, Lion only has 1 squad of infantry. He has these Fultz Grenadiers, and otherwise he's actually pretty short. Of course, question is, will Redleaf be able to sort of really take advantage of this bike, though? Hits the mine and out of control. That's going to give some advantage, but again, will he be able to sort of really get the infantry advantage against Lion? Of course, Lion will be rather exposed with only 1 squad of infantry, otherwise having to rely on snipers and heavy machine guns. This could work either well to his favour or absolutely not. And of course, at the same time, Redleaf is clearly going towards something slightly heavier, something to expect, the armoured cars, which is again a rather common response by higher players to sort of, you know, deal with rifles with BRs, hit them with armoured cars. Rifleman pushing up there, flamethrowers pushing up there, no mines to stop them. MG42 though turns just in time and suppresses the engineers by an absolute stroke of luck. But another larger flank hits from the rear. Engineers advancing these riflemen actually down to 1 man. That is not a happy occasion, and another mine goes off, killing 1 engineer and pinning the rest, reminding them of their mortality. Ready for the crowd. And a few pioneers covered by another MG42 advance in the western half, and more mines go off.
Losing a victory point. We are losing a victory.
There we go, in fact, maiming additional riflemen and in fact forcing them to drop BAR. And of course, here's the thing about weapons dropping. It usually only happens as soon as there's not enough men to carry any other sort of weapons. Again, rifle squad, they have to be, you know, there's at least a high chance, you know, they have to be rather low on men, you know, so to drop the Browning automatics. And again, you know, Grenadiers have to be down to about 2 men, but then again, I mean, if you have, for example, 2 Panzerix, there's a lot larger chance of just dropping something in general. Rifleman sniped, MG42 setting up, suppressing, not quite, in fact, able to sort of secure, though he does manage to cut off points. Mines going up, though he perhaps should have considered mining here instead. Fulton is quickly coming under assault by the engineers, counter-attacking. And he's actually going for it. He's sacrificing drive, and he wants to deconnect. He wants to starve Lion off the fuel, but even then it's too late. The Sturm Armory going up. Oh, the inhumanity. Engineers ready. And tank depot up. So again, he's clearly going for a tank depot. He knows what is coming again. He knows what happens when he goes rifling with Browning automatics. There's a chance, of course, his opponent might go for the more conservative choice, you know, get some Kriegbacks up, some Grenadiers, veterancy, or he might go for the more vicious one, the more mobile one, and of course get the armored cars and hope to absolutely decimate his opponent. In this case, though, Lion is going for the decimating point, perhaps why he's the Lion and not the Sloth. Going for the throat of his opponent. Minesweepers up, though, of course, Lion taking no chances, realizing that Lions are pretty bad in a minefield, which is certainly not a bad assumption. Rifleman moving up here, oh, catching some Fultz Grenadiers, but the sniper, of course, catches a rifleman in his sight, drops him rather unceremoniously, leaving the rest pinned behind wrecked truck. And moving in, the minesweepers go for the cutoff point himself. Brilliant. Less brilliant, so of course is the response. Well, that of course is a good response, but not brilliant, of course, for Lion, because flamethrowers do beat Minesweeper.
Ready?
Generally, everything beats a Minesweeper except some mine. But then again, you can't throw mines at your opponent. And there we go, the first heavy armored car rolling in and just tearing through one rifleman, opening up with its auto cannon. Perhaps, no, he retreats. Perhaps, though, he might have sort of tried to sort of lure it away, making him think, oh, I have sticky bombs. Look, no, wait, no, it's just a dirty sock. Run, lads! And, of course, the other rifleman here, of course, continuing to try and secure this, are themselves also now run off, threatened by the mighty armored car, continuing to blast away auto cannon fire raking around them. And Redleaf is actually being a bit... Oh, he got the sniper! That's bloody damn nice! Except, of course, for the Wehrmacht, for the 352nd, we just lost their sniper. 352nd Infantry, by the way, did not have armored cars, so of course they could have received them from elsewhere. Oh, Rifleman Squad! Decimated, murdered, in fact. That rather paid itself out. Engineers are going to get pushed away, trying to mine. In fact, lots of mines from both. Lovely. Lovely, in fact. 4th Armored Division, in fact, also having a bit of a nice history doing Cobra. I believe they actually managed to do quite a bit of damage. And actually managed to get rather far. And of course, Mighty Iron Roman being a mighty pain in the arse. And not so much in that he's a tough opponent in this game, of course, just by making some rather daft comments. But of course, you can't avoid those people. And I'm not entirely sure he's actually talking to the right person. Or is he thinking that, you know, one is the other? Oh well. Thing on him, of course, is Lion is symbiosis. So, of course, unless we're dealing with a clone, of course, he couldn't play against himself. Right from the blast, and of course, the armor car, in fact, wrecks the wreck of the car, ensuring there's no heavy cover there. Pioneers pushed off. MG42 still waiting in the crater, and there we go, catching some Yankees, opening up and dropping poor Bob. But a tank destroyer arrives, the bane of the armored car. Kriegberg's going up, perhaps again, you know, at this stage, Lion figures out that perhaps, you know, the response is going to be a pack amongst other things. I know perhaps not him pack figures that response, but the pack will be responsive, of course. Of course, there will be armor to stop his armored car. And again, that is in fact a rather nice choice, but oh, doesn't award the mine. But the flamethrower squad managed to flank the MG42 and clear it out. Rifleman could in fact move up and secure it. Armored cars can now escape. Nebelwerfer out for Lion. 352nd did have a battery of Nebelwerfers attached to help defend the coast of Normandy, more specifically the Omaha Beach, which is where the 352nd was rather meant to hold. Volsker is suffering a bit there, and oh, he repaired it. He's gone armor. He's used field repairs. Cheeky, pack on the way. Sturmgeschütz also on the way. Great. Armored car might go down. I was about to call it a Greyhound. That would be a bit depressing. Nebelwerfer, rather realizing can't do much except, of course, ensure that the American infantry can't follow up, of course, on the armor, which is just as important. And there we go, armor car of control. And there we go, tank destroyer gone. We might soon, of course, see... No, not tank destroyer, but the tank destroyer rolls away. Of course, we might see the Nebelwerfer goes up, but no, pack is ready. Opens up, hits the rear. Sturmgeschütz also soon ready. Kampfkraft's end up as well. Good to get some veterans here, of course, on that Stug. So protect it. Advancing here in the east. Volksgraniers hiding in the middle of the road. A bit unsure what to do since they don't really have a lot of support at the very moment. Still, a Lion holding on to this fuel point rather doggedly.
Attention, the enemy advances.
Could we be seeing more riflemen? Could we be seeing upgrades for them? And there we go, MG42 secured. Stug advances up, fires around and misses, blowing up some dirt, but not some Yankees. So I imagine Helmut is a bit distressed. Tank destroyer getting repaired a bit less than successfully since it's under fire. And there we go, the rifleman flanking him, but I immediately again stopped by another MG42. But oh, another one tries, but they hit a mine. Absolutely rubbish luck. MG42's retreating. He's actually gotten veterancy for it. He goes for support veterancy first. Interesting. I would imagine infantry armor. But again, he has most support units, so in that sense, makes sense. And of course, the Nebelwerfer can fire faster with it. MG bunker opening up on the riflemen, cutting down a few. Riflemen getting blasted. MG42 advancing, of course, will also gain a bit accuracy bonus. Armor veterancy up. Nebelwerfer might be firing here, and of course, already retreating his riflemen, expecting the lash of the Nebelwerfer. Interesting what he's hoping to achieve here with his riflemen. Keep the Germans in their base, who knows? But they're definitely not having fun behind the stone wall. And poor Larry was forgotten, just like he was back when he was 10 years old on his birthday in Ohio something. Rifleman gets blasted. Stug advances, actually getting some kills. The Stug is alright against infantry, although, there we go. I mean, he can really actually do some alright damage from time to time, although, again, usually benefits really greatly from veterancy 2, where it gets a machine gun against infantry. But, I mean, it's not going to supplant, say, a Panzer IV, but, I mean, it's going to do alright. But you can get several of them. MG42 sets up to cover any German advance. Again, going for the cutoff point. Lovely. Tank destroyer ready, although more armor might be needed. Pioneers getting pushed off. Victory points getting secured.
Americans are seizing territory from us.
And the Stug rolls in. Veterans you want on the way for the infantry.
Veterancy gained.
And the riflemen finding themselves under fire from the Stug, which so far is having less than exemplary luck in actually hitting it. Decides to advance a bit closer. All the support by the infantry while the tank destroyer rolling in. Sensing a nice target.
We have 300 points left.
Bit of Nebelwerfer fire doing absolutely no good. Folks goes caught in the middle road. Tank destroyer now pulling away as the Stug pulls in. Well, it looks like Redleaf has been forced back into his base for the moment.
The Americans are capturing a sector.
And looks like we're actually getting Grenadiers with a Panzerwreck trying to flank about. About time he actually gets some more infantry. Oh, he hits the ground. Helmut, have you been drinking again? In particular, have been drinking French wine.
Let's see how well they stand against us. Full squad here.
And a huge push going up here by Redleaf. One Nebelwerfer barrage can put a stop to this. And also note line is actually gone for terror. And of course, figuring that of course his opponent might have gone armor at this stage, of course, terror and perhaps a King Tiger would certainly be a nice stop-gap measure. Folks, guys, rushing straight into the flame for other veterans who won engineer squad. Whoops. I said whoops, and then I tried to click. Sadly, I did not click properly, it seems. Engineers caught in the middle of everything. And retreated. Making good progress here, but of course the Nebelwerfer could threaten to turn all that about. And there we go. Troops getting suppressed, mines going off. Stug moving in, taking a hit. Shot though bounces off the frontal armor of the Sturmgeschütz. No additional armor still from Redleaf. Come on, Redleaf, if you can get some more tanks, you could perhaps overcome Lion and his defenses. Now a bit more maneuverability, more guns, and more firepower overall.
We're losing a sector. Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
And is advancing with their mighty Panzerwrecks, although getting suppressed by their own weapon, although now in the hands of the Americans. Grenade goes off and kills 2 Grenadiers. Veterans 1 for the Riflemen. Another Stug out. Rifleman getting blasted by the MG42, although the MG42 itself could get cleared out. Oh, that was bloody close.
We are losing territory.
8 kills for that Sturmgeschütz. Folks, guys moving in, and a mine right there. Though they seem to have dodged that, but retreat, and yeah, it goes off, killing 2 men on the spot. spot. How unfortunate. Stug's not so much having much luck because again light cover does make them a bit harder to hit. But there we go, one engineer down. And the rest decide to retreat. The Needlewerfer continues to be a nuisance. Which is good, which is excellent in fact. Although we might now be seeing some additional armor. Oh, MG gets hit by... Oh! Second rocket kills the crew, incinerates them, turns them into a crisp. Tank destroyer tries to escape, getting blasted by the dual Sturmgeschütz. And looks like an engineer unit were overwhelmed by grenadiers. More riflemen retreating. In fact, Propaganda War saving the day there on the eastern flank. Stug's now turning their sights to some more American targets. And a Sherman arrived, but if only it was upgunned, it might stand in fact a much better chance against the assault guns. Oh well. Suspect another field repair went up for that, but another hit, and there we go, a few lovely hits. In fact, falls away, the tank destroyer. Sherman follows away to ensure that it gets covered. Volksguns awfully close to getting crushed by the threats of the Sherman. They were a bit too eager to reach that MD-42. Grenadiers arriving with their Panzerschrecks, although again, tank Stug out of control. One hit from the Sherman could in fact knock out the Grenadiers fully. Veterans won. For the tank destroyer increasing speed, Volksguns getting blasted. Grenadiers though so far remaining fortunate and not... Never mind, Grenadier down, only one man left, and he does consider leaving the field of battle to get some more friends. Breathing friends, preferably. Let's return to Redleaf. Himself under a bit of pressure. And again, perhaps considering either getting another tank destroyer, but also consider getting an upgrade for the Sherman, i.e. the upgun. One supplied upgrade, that's also nice. Rather than definitely in a terrible condition. Trier sent up, perhaps a medic station could also help. Still also holding on to the most of the map. Which is definitely also to advantage. To his advantage, I would say, if I could. Rather than quickly getting blasted by the MG-42, Stug following up. Not quite hitting, and there we go, actually upgunning the Shermans. And of course, if he's got armor and got on the left side, it will of course also benefit the Pershing. Now he just needs the Sherman repaired, which is rather vital.
Losing ground out there.
Riflemen continue to get blasted by the MD-42 Grenadiers and the Stug. Oh, he rushed in the Sherman and got it knocked out. Why did you not repair it, Redleaf? That was just a tragic waste of good Sherman.
Down to 200 points.
Well, of course, depending on who you'd ask, he probably wouldn't get the response, good Sherman. Mine goes off, killing one Volksgun, leaving the rest pinned and bleeding. Mine goes off, damaging the engine of the assault gun. That's fun.
Grabbing territory from us.
Going for the high munitions, going for the cut-off there. Volksgun is running into the riflemen. And the Volksgunners quickly realise they've got more important places to be. Like far removed from the riflemen. Two Stugs out again. Riflemen trying to go in perhaps for a sticky bomb. Tank destroyer arrives and fails to actually do anything. Instead receives a hit from the Panzerschreck on the flank. Pack also close, actually getting off a nice shot. Tank destroyer needs to pull back. This is not a safe repair spot. Redleaf, you know, preferably away from the opponent and not advancing right at them. Redleaf, what are you doing? And tank destroyer gone. Definitely not perhaps the best handling of his armor. He's a bit too reckless, I think, not fully repairing. And veterans two up for the assault guns, increasing their health by a nice 15%. But of course also granting them the machine guns to keep the heads of the infantry down and even do some damage. Raven here getting Nebelwerft and even getting suppressed, even hit a bit. Also some mines I think went off. But certainly Redleaf, he's running into some problems. He's lost a lot of his armor. He's also floating a lot of resources. Of course, he might be hoping for the venerable Pershing to save his arse. which could work out, but again, it could also work out if it also ensured that all his other armor and armor knocking out bits were still operational. MG42 in the middle of the road, Will to the side of the road. Going to get one nasty surprise in the form of Stug 4. And there we go, taking a nasty bit of damage from his own machine gun. Pershing rolls out, and of course with the upgun it has a much high chance of penetrating, I believe, or no? I think it is, but I might of course be wrong. Pretty confident though. Pershing then moves in, tries to get the Stug. Gets off a nice hit. Engineers moving up on the flank. Stug turns about to deal with the engineers. Pack knock. Oh, there we go. They're opening up on the Pershing. Doing less well for Redleaf. Again, if he perhaps had more armor, he could also move on to Sherman to flank, assisted by the tank to try to deal with the Stugs. That could really cause a lot of trouble for Mr. Lion. Rather than going in, coming under severe machine gun fire, not just from the MD42, of course, but also the Sturmgeschütz. Definitely making this a rather hazardous venture. And the Pershing turns his attention to some grenadiers. Helmut, Heinz, Fritz and Robert. Always stood a bit out due to his mother's eccentric choice in naming.
We're losing ground out there.
The men are formed up, sir.
Rather than advancing, followed up by a single engineer squad. A rather nice sort composition, in fact.
Rifles at the ready.
No additional supplied upgrades, no additional armor. He's relying currently on only Sir Pershing, which is in dire need of repairs. And he's even got 300 munitions. More Nebelwerfer fire. 6 kills so far. MG42 recruit. Grenade goes off, forcing away the Germans from the wreck of the Sherman. Another rifleman bites the dust. Nebelwerfer does nothing here, perhaps expecting a more advanced breakthrough than there already was there on the right flank. On the western flank, their assault guns make nice progress, and their veterans E3, giving them increased protection against any sticky bombs, although so far we have not seen those from Redleaf, I believe. Except perhaps one. I might have missed that. MG42 catches run, oh, gets blasted by the Pershing. Stugs might try and hit the flank of the Pershing. Of course, the MG42 quickly alerts them to what the intentions, but oh, there we go. Königsjägers arrive from the Panzerlehr. Sticky bomb goes off. In which case, of course, the armament skirts for the Stugs will also prove to be worthwhile. And there we go, nice hit because the Pershing exposing its rear. Full retreat for Redleaf. Panic retreat. The Germans are everywhere. We cannot handle this with our tiny tanks against their mighty panzers. Well, the mighty panzer and all the assault guns. So that was a less than heroic movement right there for Redleaf. And sadly, his overall momentum with the Pershing was limited again due to a lack of additional armor. Trying to knock out the Stugs. A mine here could be nice right now, but of course there isn't. Bit of a lack of mining, I think, on Redleaf's behalf. And now he's actually back tech to get anti-tank guns again. I don't think he needs anti-tank guns at this stage, particularly because we also know the Nebelwerfers will deal with them again. If he'd gone for more armor, perhaps more Shermans or tank destroyers again earlier, I think he might be having a much plausible chance of actually defeating the Germans. I mean, again, if you go for armor as the Americans and his tanks, you really need to go in full. You can't just get like 1 or 2 and figure that'll do. No, that'll do if you got Panzer IVs or Panthers. If you're dealing with tank destroyers or Shermans, not quite as much. And you will need more. You will need additional armored assets. Rather than here getting absolutely shattered by the assault guns, taking some nasty losses in the process. Pershing moves in, perhaps trying to bag itself one Stug before all goes to hell in a handbasket. Very close, but the Grenadiers arriving with the Panzerschreck. Gets off one nice hit. Oh, and it misses. There will be a desperate race to get the Pershing out there in time before the Germans finish it off. Not much luck there.
Victory point under siege. The Germans are moving in.
Still a victory point advantage. Of course, he might try one desperate gambling. Now he's actually gone for a half track, but a desperate gambling basically just holding on to a victory point victory. But even that means going to have to do a lot of damage to the German panzers to at least knock them out of commission, at least one or two. King Tiger though gets off a nice hit, blowing up one of the crew members, but of course the half track can quickly replace that. Lost. MD-42 keeps the right flank clear. King Tiger kills a few riflemen and more need with a fire. Ooh, doesn't quite hit the anti-tank gun, which could have been a huge thing already there for Lion. Rather than trying to go for the victory point again, the victory point victory. The King Tiger though, not quite intent on that, trying to blow it up, but so far having horrible luck in actually hitting anything. And there we go, rifleman dead. Another one bites dust, and the half tank moves up, unleashing quad 50 calibers upon the unfortunate pioneers caught. Engineers going down to the MG-42, no pioneers. I mean, King Tiger slightly pulling back. Pershing getting repaired. Small movements towards the west, although they get rather nicely defend this stage. 2 assault guns. Plus, well, a few Grenadiers could easily hold this largely. As of course we do see a sudden major shift in armor, but not going to happen again. He's back-teched, he's gone for anti-tank, and of course also means slightly more static things. And again, that rather means the Nebelwerfer will have a much better position to shine. King Tiger under fire again. Stug moves up to deal with the riflemen, does what he can. Another crewman dead. And there we go, the Nebelwerfer howling at the riflemen, possibly even the anti-tank gun. And there we go, half-tank moving up. Anti-tank gun's going to move into the flames. And the MG-42 got hit as well. There we go, though, half-tank again reinforces the losses. MG-42 crew, though, burns almost in hell. And there we go, Pershing all done and ready. Engineers doing their best to keep that anti-tank gun functional against the high-velocity gun of the King Tiger. King Tiger, though, coming under fire itself. Pershing advances, intent on slaying the beast, the dragon. But at the same time, we are seeing assault guns moving up behind. And there's not going to be much to stop the anti-tank gun, definitely pointing in the wrong direction. Half-track trying to clear out the pioneers, perhaps even the MG. And there we go, though, the assault guns arrive. And the anti-tank gun is suffering a rather nasty amount of firepower. And there we go, dead. The MG-42 gutted. And now the engineers supporting the Pershing are getting blasted into bits. And the trap snap. No, I hope that's another metaphor right there and he misspelled. Snaps, there we go. The trap is sprung, apparently. Pershing, of course, advanced too far. In fact, Redleaf overextended, and of course now the Stugs are there to punish, and of course the Grenadiers as well. King Tiger perhaps not quite as quick on his feet due to all the damage, but there we go, half-track crashes into the house. On fire even. And the assault gun supported by 2 squads of Grenadiers equipped with Panzerschrecks are on the hunt for a Pershing. Will they successfully pull it off? Could be, although he might lose one assault gun in the process. Riflemen quickly moving in to save the Pershing, although of course they do quickly suffer in the process, getting suppressed by the mighty MD-42, although getting off one a sticky bomb. And some riflemen advancing up here could go for the victory point, but none in fact are now in the hands of the Americans. Anti-tank gun moving up to support the Pershing, heavily damaged, rifleman getting gunned down. Grenadier blasted.
Empty bodies. Try not to shoot each
Oh dear, they're standing about doing nothing. Grenadiers moving in for the kill, and there we go! Out of control, then retreating!
We are losing ground.
And the Pershing is gone, but a wreck. A dream of a dream. And now we see some Volkswagen actually being equipped with MP40s. Again, the Wehrmacht largely did not equip its forces like this. I mean, the Volkswagen only got that because Direct is supposed to be equipped with assault rifles. In some cases, they couldn't get those, so they would, in some cases, in fact, just be equipped with submachine guns to sort of make up the difference. Otherwise, I mean, again, this was not really standard Wehrmacht procedure. That was something more the Soviets actually did. Slight fire going on there, folks. Going to down there still 4, the veteran did 2. The rifleman pulled back into the crater, and a tank gun pulling up. Second supply and upgrade up as well. Rifleman now advancing again at the Volkswagen's end, out in the open. In fact, that is perhaps less good, since again the opponents are in like hope. There we go, grenade trying to blow up the fences. Medic pack goes up though, making them a bit tougher. Another rifleman drops. I don't think this will work out well for Redleaf. The MP40s make short work of the rifleman. So that was a bit unfortunate right there for Redleaf. Although I suppose Lion is quite pleased with himself. King Tiger fit for action again. And then we go another Pershing anti-tank, and looks like Redleaf might be shifting towards the east once more. Assault guns, grenadiers, support veterancy, just pushing forwards. Oh, grenadiers caught out in the middle of everything. Oh, he did not go for that. That could have been a great opportunity right there for Redleaf. But already now, of course, the Pershing instead is getting down to less than, well, half health. And a Nebelwerfer softens up the American base as the King Tiger advances in. Troops getting suppressed, making it easier for the attackers. More Nebelwerfer fire, in fact. Looks like a second one has been secured. Perhaps intent on taking out that anti-tank gun. Not quite any luck with that. They're actually doing a lot of damage to that machine gun emplacement. Grenadiers going to head up here between the 2 MG positions, in fact. Engineers getting burned up alive. Oh, how horrific. And in fact, oh dear, that machine gun emplacement might in fact go down. And there we go. Looks like the King Tiger actually managed to blow it up with a few fragments. And Allied war machine goes up. The Pershing heroically trying to knock out, but instead gets knocked out with only 1 shot fired. Second Pershing arrives, or third one actually. American base pretty much getting leveled at this stage. Assault guns actually pulling back. That's interesting. And a rifleman squad managed to somehow sneak through, is quickly sent back with a propaganda wall. Engineers trying to clear up things by assaulting the Grenadiers, burning them up, but of course they're veterancy free now. Engineers squad veterancy 2, by the way, almost dead, but the Grenadiers actually in fact end up retreating. Anti-tank gun could be recruited, but more Nebelwerfer fire strikes the American base. This could be the end of the engineers. In fact, one just got pushed into the fire and he dies. How rude. That was probably Conrad. And there we go. Oh, and the engineers who did the job pushing could go down themselves. Heavy artillery fire blasting the base and lighting it on fire. Tank depot could also soon be a burning mausoleum itself. Definitely not looking good for the 4th Armored Division. I had you pinned most of the game, largely, but you did not prepare for the counterattack. Well, it adds up when you also consider you threw in the armor rather unfortunately, and then back tech to motor pool, thus also wasting resources instead of trying to push your advantage. And of course, the fuel was never really properly cut off for a longer period of time. Plus some other fun bits. Of course, we'll get to that once the game ends. Rather advancing. Lots of fire from the assault guns. There we go. Suppressed. And the King Tiger just gets more kills with its high explosive rounds. Pershing definitely not getting off what it could do. King Tiger getting blasted a bit by that anti-tank gun. And more Nebelwerfer fire. Imagine that anti-tank gun is going to be the target to sure. No, just the rifleman suffering more. Nasty anti-tank gun fire. Motor pool down, in fact. And the anti-tank gun right here, in fact, gets blasted just at its exit, and the crew cooks alive. Oh no, poor Redleaf, watching his men burn to cinders in front of his own eyes. Yes, of course, these are pixels, so I suppose he's not so traumatized as he otherwise should have been, I suppose. Let's just finish this bit off. More Nebelwerfer fire, raking the base. Tank depot slowly burning up. And then we go, another Pershing down, and game over. Redleaf and the 4th Armored Division concede defeat and get the bloody hell out of there in front of the 352nd. I mean, he actually had a nice good advantage partly, I think, due to the Lions, you know, going for a slightly more defensive, less infantry strong strategy initially. Will build up, but then he sort of threw it away partly because, again, I don't think he really got the most out of his armor. Again, he threw some of it away without properly repairing it. That is less good, but also because, again, I think he tried to sort of pull off the panzer trick, which, again, American tanks are not. They should work in numbers and with speed. Sadly, that did not happen, and it rather worked out to the advantage of Lion. And again, I also think some more mines and perhaps a medic station might have worked out much better to Redleaf in the longer run. Plus, I also think back-taking for the motor pool was perhaps a less great job. On the other hand, of course, Lion certainly went for the right choice with the armored car. Stug then, of course, once he realised that would not work out very well, back-taking to get some packs out, but more importantly, the Grenadiers rather played a larger role in the other half of the game. And of course, the Nebelwerfers were an excellent choice, of course, getting veterancy for them, and veterancy 2 does increase the damage of the Nebelwerfers. Overall, pretty damn nice. So, there you go. Do hope you enjoyed this match. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not send a replay of your own? This is Bill Dane saying cheers.